On May 14, 2004, Mary Donaldson and Danish Crown Prince Frederik held a grand wedding in Copenhagen. This meant that the advertising manager from Tasmania, Australia, would one day become the queen of a European country. However, more than 30 years ago, a ranch owner's daughter from rural New South Wales, Australia, had been trying to obtain that title. She is Susan Cullen-Ward, the wife of Leka I, the former pretender to the Albanian throne. Susan Cullen-Ward was born on January 28, 1941, in Waverley, Sydney, Australia, and was raised near Copenhagen, a small town with 200 houses located 57 kilometres northwest of Orange in the central west of New South Wales. Her father's name was Alan Robert Cullen-Ward, who was a pastoralist. In addition, she is the great-granddaughter of Queensland politician Thomas Lodge Prior. When Susan was young, she often helped her parents manage an estate covering an area of 23 hectares and attended a primary school nearby. Afterward, she received her education at Presbyterian Ladies' College at Orange and the Sydney Technical College. After graduating, she began teaching art at a private studio. In 1965, Susan Cullen-Ward married a young man named Richard Williams, but this marriage did not last very long, and the two of them divorced in 1970. Let's turn our attention to the male protagonist of this video, Crown Prince Leka of Albania. He is the only son of King Zog I of Albania and Queen Geraldine, born on April 5, 1939, at the Royal Palace in Tirana. He is the eighth cousin of President Richard Nixon. At the time of his birth, he was known as Crown Prince Skanda. After the Italian fascist invasion of Albania in 1939, Mussolini declared Albania an Italian protectorate under the rule of King Victor Emmanuel III. This forced the entire family of King Zog I into exile, and from then on, Crown Prince Leka, along with his parents, moved through various European countries, eventually settling in the United Kingdom. After the end of World War II, Crown Prince Leka, at the invitation of King Frederik I, went to Egypt to settle with his parents. He received his education at the University of Geneva and Sorbonne University before attending the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in the United Kingdom. Subsequently, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the British Army. Upon the passing of King Zog in 1961, Leka was declared the King of Albania by an Albanian National Assembly in exile, which was convened in a function room at the Hotel Bristol, Paris. Susan Cullen-Ward met Leka at a party in the 1960s, and they subsequently became friends. Whenever Leka visited Australia, he would meet up with Susan. In 1973, Susan moved to Paris to study fine arts at Sorbonne University, and after completing her studies, she relocated to Madrid. It was in Madrid where she once again reunited with Leka. "It was during my training as a tourist guide that we fell in love," Susan once said. "He requested I not continue with this work and later we married." The wedding held in France was attended by guests, including exiled royal members from various parts of Europe and members of the Cullen-Ward family. After the wedding, Leka announced Susan Cullen-Ward as the Queen of Albania, even though she had never visited the country. After the wedding, Susan told reporters, "I don't feel like a queen. I feel like a happy bride. Nothing has changed except I have the responsibility of helping His Majesty back onto the throne of his country." From then on, Susan began to address her husband as Your Majesty in public. This couple settled in Madrid, but in 1979, after it was discovered that they not only retained some Thai bodyguards but also had a so-called arsenal hidden at home, the Spanish government requested them to leave. When their plane landed in Gabon for refueling, Leka realized that the plane was surrounded by local military forces, supposedly hired by the Albanian government to apprehend him. However, when Leka appeared at the plane's door with a rocket launcher in hand, the threat was eliminated. How Leka has managed to support herself has always been a mystery. There have long been rumors that over the years, he has received assistance from friends including the Iranian Shah, US President Nixon, and the Central Intelligence Agency. He favors hunting suits and is often seen with a pistol inlaid with ivory on his belt. Susan Cullen-Ward and Leka later resided in Rhodesia. However, after Robert Mugabe came to power, this couple was forced to leave Rhodesia and settle in South Africa. Their son, Prince Leka II, was born there in 1982. Successive Australian governments have consistently refused to acknowledge Susan Cullen-Ward as a member of the Albanian royal family, making it very difficult for her to return to Australia. A situation she described as personally very, very hurtful. The government insisted I have an Australian passport and my husband permitted me to travel on one which was under the name of Queen Susan, she once said. But when they renewed it there was a bureaucratic foul-up and it is in the name of Susan Cullen-Ward, married to King Leka. I'm afraid this document amounts to a denial of my sovereignty, which is against the Albanian constitution and everything our family stands for, Susan once said. The protracted delay in resolving this identity document issue extended over several years. In 1997, the Australian High Commission in Pretoria was willing to provide a passport either in Cullen-Ward's original name or under the title Madam Susan Zogu, the surname of Albania's royal family. Neither of these options is acceptable in any way, Cullen-Ward said at the time. And I'm not in the business of being insulted by my countrymen, particularly as Australia is a constitutional monarch. It should also be remembered that our cousin, Queen Elizabeth of Australia, sent us a congratulatory telegram on the occasion of our marriage. Eventually, then Foreign Minister Andrew Peacock helped issue a passport in the name of Susan Cullen-Ward, known as Queen Susan. In the late 1990s, Susan had revisited Cumnock just one time following her marriage, and at that point, only her brother John and his wife, Diane, remained residing in the local area. After the fall of communism, Leka made unsuccessful efforts to come back to Albania in 1993 and once more in 1997, during which the nation rejected the reinstatement of the monarchy. The royal couple finally returned to Albania in 2002 after being invited back by Parliament. In 2004, Susan Cullen-Ward, 63, was diagnosed with lung cancer and passed away due to heart failure at her residence on the outskirts of Tirana, the capital of Albania. Leka never ascended to the throne but spent the final 9 years of his life residing in Albania. He retreated from public life in 2005 and passed away from a heart attack in 2011 at the age of 72.